Hey Save Pointers, Dave here with a bit of a rant rather than a game review. Now, side-scrollers are a classic genre, going all the way back to the NES, where that genre was king. But even before the NES, most arcade games were in the style of a side-scroller. Now, I love this genre. One of my favorite franchises, Castlevania, got its start as a side-scroller. Now you may be asking, what's the point? What are you getting at? And that brings me to my biggest gripe when it comes to some of these games. That, Save Pointers, is the idea of knockback. Not all side-scrollers use this, but the ones that are often considered the most difficult are the ones that have knockback, especially when looking at games on the NES like Zelda 2, Ninja Gaiden series, and the Castlevania series, as they're regarded as some of the most difficult games on the system. And that is due to the whole knockback system. It works in a way that, if you get hit, you get knocked back. Simple enough. However, these games were designed with this in mind, setting up enemies next to instant death pits, which means that one wrong step could cause you to get knocked backwards into the pit, resulting in death. This is often considered an unfair challenge, as anything that instantly kills the player would be unfair, obviously. Now, some might say this makes the games more difficult, and that they would be too easy without them. But I have to question, would it? Would Castlevania really be easier without the instant death pits that the player gets knocked back into? Would any of the classic Ninja Gaiden games be easier if they didn't have the knockback into instant death pits? In my opinion, no. These games would be just as difficult without them, and I find myself dying just as much from running out of health than I do from getting knocked back into pits. So with that, you're probably asking, then why am I complaining? The problem is that it isn't necessary to have games that have these death pits like this. The unfair challenge is a total pain in the ass, in my opinion, and it's just meant to pad out the game. This is my opinion, however, and I'm sure there's plenty of people that feel the opposite, and if you feel that way, more power to you. Unfair or not, these games are legendary for their relentless difficulty and honestly, how good they are. That's all for now, Save Pointers. Now back to the world of Aincrad with Marissa.